Hey, everybody. It seems that Disney Lucasfilm just can't seem to get out of their own way when it comes to producing substandard content. If you saw any of my other videos, you already know I think Andor is trash. Yeah, I'm sticking to it. I didn't like Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan broke canon. It destroyed canon. Seeing Obi-Wan fight Vader not once but twice. That Disney Lucasfilm is garbage. They are taking a once great property, a once great story, and grinding it up for woke points. And that brings us to our newest entry in the train wreck that is Disney Lucasfilm, The Acolyte. Apparently, The Acolyte will take place during the High Republic. Now, the High Republic is something that Kathleen Kennedy put out there. Her and her writers group are trying to push this. It came out in comic book. It came out in young adult book. It came out in just regular novel. They tried to push this High Republic era. And as far as I know, no one's reading it. I see a lot of back issue High Republic comics at my store, at my local comic book store. I'll be honest, I don't see any High Republic books in my bookstores, any of the bookstores around. It's not working. But we're going to take the High Republic and we're going to try to force it on everybody else. And not only that, but according to an interview that was done and reported by Bounding Into Comics, I will leave the link to this article down below so you guys can read it for yourself. The actress, one of the actresses who are going to be in this show, said how this show will explain how the Sith infiltrated the Jedi.
What? What the?
Okay, let's back this up here. The High Republic takes place, or supposedly takes place, 100 years before the prequel movies. There were no Sith that were detected anyway during this. If you follow the High Republic, there should be no Sith around, noticeable. So no Sith can infiltrate the Jedi. Let's go back to episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Qui-Gon Jinn encounters Darth Maul and says he was a Sith Lord. And then the Jedi Council says, impossible. The Sith had been extinct for a millennia. All right. What are they talking about? You have to go back to Darth Bane 1,000 years ago. Now, I know there's canon and there's legends. Canon is everything that is Disney Star Wars. Legends is everything that's not Disney Star Wars. Legends is infinitely better than anything Disney has or will put out. So, my advice to you guys, if you really love Star Wars and you haven't read the Darth Bane books, read them. I just finished rereading them again. But Bane, a Sith, of course, 1,000 years ago, there was a Jedi-Sith war going on. The Army of Light, which was the Jedi militaristic arm and the Brotherhood of Darkness, led by Darth Khan, were waging a war. And Bane tricked the Sith and the Jedi that were there into eliminating each other. I'm not giving anything away in case you guys want to read the books. Highly recommend. Anyway, he eliminates all his competitors, and he becomes the only Sith left. He then institutes the rule of two. He finds an apprentice, Zana, trains her up, and they go underground. They keep their existence hidden from the Jedi so they can do all their work. They don't want anyone to know what they're doing. They are planning a long-term plan to destroy the Jedi and take control of the galaxy. Bane knows it's not going to be done in his lifetime, but he's setting the groundwork. And the first part of this groundwork is the rule of two. It's the only way this is going to work. Now, I know there are other YouTubers and other things out there who have videos that say the rule of two doesn't work, that, the other Sith lords have had many apprentices. Well, they might have had many apprentices, but they only had one true apprentice. And if something happened to that apprentice, then they would call, one of them up and say, okay, don't call me, I'll call you in case. So the rule of two worked. If I need to, I will take a deep dive video into the rule of two later, and we'll see. We'll work on that. But there's only two Sith. From that point, for 1,000 years, up until Sidious reveals himself with Darth Vader, which is basically the end of the rule of two, because they're the last ones that are going to be around. So, the rule of two goes from Bane to Sidious. So, there cannot be a Sith infiltrating the Jedi. You can't have, a lot of Sith infiltrating the Jedi. It seems to me the showrunner, the person in charge of this, Leslie Headland, is another hire that doesn't understand the lore, doesn't care about the lore, is going to put out her agenda wrapped in Star Wars. It's not going to be Star Wars. So, it's not Star Wars. It'll never be Star Wars. I don't care how many Star Wars words they use or how many Star Wars props they use. The Acolyte will not be Star Wars. I know I said that about Andor, and I'm sticking to that. The Acolyte also will not be Star Wars. It is not being made by somebody who cares about the lore. It's being made by somebody who does not care about what or how the fans feel about Star Wars. It's being made to push an agenda, and they're just using Star Wars as a platform. Pure and simple. Now, we're not going to see this for, another year or so. So, when more things come out about it, we'll be able to dial in a little bit closer as to what's going on or why it's going on. And there are some other things that go on in the article that explain some things. Nothing I really want to go on about here. You guys can read that in the link I provide below. But what do you guys think? Do you think this is a good idea? Do you think having the Sith infiltrate the Jedi is something that could happen? It feels like a Hydra shield thing that they're taking that idea and they're moving it over to Star Wars, and they're going to try to make that happen. The Jedi will be filled with Sith sleeper agents. Not Star Wars. All right, guys. Let me know in the comments. Am I way out of line with this? Do you guys think this is something that could happen? Are you going to watch it? I know, like I said, it's still kind of far out. So if you don't know if you're going to watch it yet, that's fine. If you are going to watch it, let me know that too. I'm interested to know why you're going to watch it. I want to thank all my subscribers. You guys are great. Let's keep this rolling. I just hit another landmark, 400 subscribers. It's great. Again, it's not as many as some of the big YouTubers, but I'm a small YouTuber talking about Star Wars, talking about comic books, talking about the MCU. It's fun. I love reading you guys' comments. They're great. So keep them coming. The good and the bad. And I'll see you guys in the next video.